Hey, continuing on with the N1 Night 2 in Kurikan Hall from Pro Wrestling Noah, we had a very fast paced matchup that saw Jack Morris take on Dragon Bane. Jack Morris needed this win more, and he got it. Yeah, I'm spoiling it already, but he had to have this win. But let me tell you what, man. Old Dragon Bane made Jack Morris work like a wild man to get this win. Dragon Bane had the band tuned up, and he was hitting every move that he had in his playbook. Off the top rope, between the ropes, under the ropes, around the ropes, rolling, spinning, kicking, diving. I mean, I don't want to make this sound like an American match because this was a Pro Wrestling Noah match, but Dragon Bane is one of the fastest, most aerialistic, stylistic wrestlers in Pro Wrestling Noah, and he had it going big time. He rocked Jack Morris. Jack Morris is a future GHC heavyweight champion unless AEW or WWE sign him away before that happens. I'm convinced that is happening down the road, and I suspect not more than 2 years. I see this guy at the top of this promotion. He is that good. I told you I've already compared him as being a combination of Al Perez, Rick Rude, and Bret Hart, and I believe that. Is he at the prime of those three? No. But do I see flashes of those three wrestlers, three of the best wrestlers of all time, in Jack Morris? Yes, I do. But Dragon Bane, he is a lucha star of all lucha stars. He's up there with any other lucha you can name today. And yes, I'm serious. I mean, he may not be Rey Mysterio in his prime, but he's pretty damn good and only getting better. And watching him, I mean, he basically disified Jack Morris. He got Jack Morris off his game and kept him off his game for 90% of this match. He controlled it. At one point, Jack Morris had some eye condition. I don't know, maybe just had an eyelash in it or a piece of dirt or something, but it was irritating him for quite a bit. I liked how Stu and Mark pointed out on commentary that you need both your eyeballs when you're wrestling someone like Dragon Bane. Hell, you need eyeballs in the back of your head when you're wrestling Dragon Bane, but it did seem to clear up for him. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, as these two made their entrance in this matchup, an earthquake hit Kurikan Hall. Yes, an earthquake. Apparently it wasn't a terrible one, but Stu and Mark, again, on commentary, said it was very noticeable. Their table was shaking. They were shaking. It was clearly that the ground was a-moving. Now, of course, it wasn't so bad that two wrestlers making their entrances to music and applause and screams and such didn't really notice it. But the referee did go and inform both of them, just in case it would have gotten worse. You know, I mean, they were on the 5th floor, Mark Pickering pointed out. The 5th floor of Kurikan Hall in the midst of a Japanese earthquake. Thankfully, it was mild and it didn't get any worse. But I know this is the first wrestling show I have ever been watching that had an earthquake happen during a match or during the entrance of the match. But anyhow, again, Morris had to take everything Dragon Bane kicked out. And this is where Morris's greatness came in, because he did. He kicked out of every move Dragon Bane hit him with, and let me tell you, Bane hit him with everything in the kitchen sink. Now, Dragon Bane managed to stay with it with all of Jack Morris's moves, but not nearly as well. This is what led to the pinfall. Whenever Jack Morris finally hit that driver, that tiger driver that he uses, it was over. When he hits that on you, and that's another thing I love about Noah, they don't mess around with their finishers too often. I'm not saying there's never a bunch of kickouts. I'm not saying that finishers are never kicked out of. I'm not saying that. But the story of this match was, to me, Dragon Bane not just surviving, but dominating Jack Morris, controlling this matchup and avoiding that tiger driver. And so long as he avoided that, he would have a chance of winning. But in the end, he was caught in it. And it started when Bane came off the top rope with a flip, with a senton or something. I can't remember which move it was. And old Jack Morris got his knees up. He didn't take total control of the match at that point, talking about Morris, but he took more control of it than he's had the entire time. Slowed Dragon Bane down, which was another key issue in this match. He had to slow him down. He did that. Hit the Tiger Driver just a minute or two after that and wins it 1, 2, 3 for his first 2 points. Dragon Bane remains at 2 points, of course, but this was another excellent match that I highly recommend. You're going to like it. I almost guarantee it.